I'll be a fool to go back to my ex-boyfriend. I'll be a fool to go back to my ex-boyfriend. I'll be a fool to go back to my ex-boyfriend. I'll be a fool to go back to my ex-boyfriend.
Hi guys, and welcome to Breakfast and Tea with your one and only host, Naomi in the building. So guys, this is the first of my series. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So we have one amazing guest who I have here, a poet, an amazing rapper.
Nah, I'm on the mic, you're
The one, the only, Huda. Hello, Huda. Welcome to Breakfast and Tea.
Thank you very much.
So basically on this podcast, we're going to be giving you trending topics, entertainment, and of course, advice. This is what we're going to be talking about. So yeah, how have you been? How's your day been?
It's been good. It's Friday? No, Thursday.
Thursday.
See,
I feel like it's Friday.
trying to wrap it up.
Yes, wrap it up.
I've been good. Just admin, boring stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to finish my year strong.
So what have you been up to? Like, I've seen you've been busy this year.
Yeah, I just came from my world tour like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And I'm on a break until February, and then I'm back on the road again.
Oh, wow. A world tour even.
You know what I'm saying? We official out here.
So explain to the viewers who don't know what you're on the world tour for. Because you could be on the world tour for basketball, football.
Anything at this point. Well, my name is Hudathegoddess, and I'm a spoken word poet. And I was recently the Australian poetry champ. So I went on tour with my title, and I went to represent Australia in Belgium, Brussels at the World Championship. So I'm a poet, writer / author / dancer.
Period. And that's Black excellence.
You feel me?
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
So on our podcast, we have, so because it's called tea as well, we have different teas.
Okay.
So, you know, we try to be different.
I see what you're doing. It's matching.
You know, so we're going to like sip the tea and you tell me like the flavors to try and guess what's in the tea.
I'm about to be a chef.
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
I don't even know what's in the tea.
Okay.
So
should I be nervous?
I'm nervous too because I don't really like bubble tea like that, but
You don't?
I don't really like it.
You bugging. It's the greatest thing ever. It's giving colors. Let's talk
Colors,
about that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Colors like
Melanin matching, okay.
Period.
Yeah, we did that. Whoever picked it ate, you know?
Yes.
The colors
Yes.
is going.
I'm going to try some.
I see bubbles, and that's making me nervous. I'm not going to hold you. I never see bubbles in the Is that peach?
Yeah, that tastes like peach.
Yeah, there's no peach in here? Are you sure?
But it's strawberries. No, it's strawberry.
How the hell is it strawberry?
Because I see strawberries. Oh, it's mango.
It's giving refreshing.
Refreshing, yes.
It's a hot day, so we gonna drink it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we refreshing as well. Anyway, so my question to you is, what has been your passion this year?
Definitely my art, more than I've always loved. I dedicate a lot of my time into my poetry. But this year, more than anything, it's been like full throttle. It's been the center of my year, where a lot of times it's been the therapy aiding my year and making sure that I can get through my professional career smoothly. So this year's passion has been, how much can I do with my art?
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And do you feel like you've achieved a lot, like that you set in the beginning of 2022? Like, this is what I want to do? Or was it like, I didn't even expect to complete all of this?
I didn't set any goals in terms of like the driving force. I was actually writing this today. I was like, everything that I prayed for came when I felt like I wasn't prepared for it. So I didn't expect to have this title. I didn't expect to take a tour. I was just going to keep the momentum going. Like, I was just going to do what I do and do it how I do it. You feel me?
Wow.
So I've been praying for something for a long time, which is if this is for me, show me that it's for me, that it's supposed to be big. And after sometimes you forget the prayer, you're like, all right, man, I done prayed about it. I done talked about it. I can calm down now. You know what I'm saying? And then when you forget about it, it's like, boom, I'm here.
That's how God works.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's been the momentum. It's like, okay, cool, now it's go time.
Yeah.
So there was no goal in motion. The only thing was I had to do the shit that I always wanted to do, mad scared. And I think people thought it came with ease. It didn't.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot for one
Absolutely.
person, especially representing a whole Australia as a black woman.
You feel me?
As a black woman,
It's a whole different game, bro.
it's a whole
Yeah,
different
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot, and I'm so proud. Like, I'm really proud. I'm seeing what you're
Appreciate
doing. I'm supportive. I just,
Appreciate it.
it's inspiring a lot of us out there to go and achieve. Sometimes we don't realize what God has, like, why certain things happen in our lives. Like, 2021 was probably a really bad year for everybody. Tragic. It was a tragedy. Don't let it happen again.
Please. COVID, take a smooth left.
Yes.
Do anything else.
Nothing else. We don't want no
Just go
alien
over
invasions,
there.
nothing.
Over there. Mars is not being occupied by COVID yet. Go
Yes.
over there. Please.
Back in the room. Period. So, yeah. So, in terms of being a black woman, like, this moves on to our trending topic of the week.
Boy, I hate that this is still a rhetoric. Do light-skinned women experience the black women's struggle?
I'll just give you a little bit of context.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Meghan Markle and Harry recently released a, a documentary. Oh, yeah, on Netflix. And it was about how they experience, like, racism and all of this.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Sorry, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Names just be clocking out. I'm like, who the hell is she talking about? No, I'm following.
But yeah, so they released a documentary. I watched, I was watching it, and she had made a statement saying that she was never realized how it was to be, like, the struggles of being a black woman till she got into the royal house. And she realized, I think she was like, then she clocked it, that she was like, yeah, damn, there's struggles. Like, they treat me different because I'm black. So, I think it's a UK podcaster, or she's an interviewer, she's just a well-known spokesperson. ZZ Mills now said, I'll just read it. This is what we call light-skinned privilege. In America, the skin toner was praised and / glorified, especially in Hollywood. So cis didn't even have the black woman, quote unquote, struggle until she got here. I don't condone Meghan slander, but this is definitely a conversation that needs to be had. Colorism is real, and and you will have the different experiences depending on your skin tone. And 100%.
I'm a little bit on the fence with this one.
Okay.
Right? Simply to say, one, Meghan is racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. Most people wouldn't look at her and say she's a light-skinned black woman, which is probably why most of her life, her experiences have been centered on that ambiguous thing where she could be from anywhere.
Yeah.
She could be mixed with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has melanin, but she could also be Southeast Asian. She could be anything really.
Yeah.
Right? So that almost saves her and creates a certain type of privilege in society.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say that would exempt her if that correlates to light-skinned women and then them not experiencing black women's struggles. I don't think being light-skinned exempts you or saves you from black women's struggles.
I feel like
That's a bit of a stretch to me.
I feel like that to a certain degree, I understand where ZZ Mills is coming from. So I basically feel like there's a lot of people, especially dark-skinned women, like you go online, they say, I don't like why this girl has so much to say about black struggle when she doesn't really go through the black struggle. Because I feel like they're kind of saying that there's a different type of struggle that darker-skinned women go through than lighter-skinned women. It's like the paper bag effect, Like, obviously, they're going to, light-skinned women are more, acceptable in society, especially in Australia.
Absolutely. Desirability.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, if you go into an interview as a dark-skinned woman versus a light-skinned woman, like, they're going to pick the light-skinned woman, 100%. But they probably won't, there's things that they will not do because she's light-skinned compared to what they would do to a dark-skinned
what we're
woman.
identifying right now is colorism.
Yeah.
And it's by no means, light-skinned women do not experience colorism. Let's just start with that.
Yeah.
As a blanket. People who think that are ridiculous and are just dragging it.
Yeah.
Right? When you say the black women struggle, not all light-skinned women are light bright with loose curls.
Yeah.
So to say that all light-skinned women do not experience black women's struggles means they never experience the backhandedness of racism. And I don't agree with that. I think if a light-skinned woman had 4C hair and more Afrocentric features, which do exist in a lot of African countries, she would also not be acceptable. Her skin color might save her, but her Afrocentric features would then make her lose points. The only desirable light-skinned woman is the one that has the stereotypical features. Is if her features are a lot more closer to your eccentric ones. So there's a difference between saying light-skinned women do not experience the harsh level of colorism and segregation as dark-skinned women in our society. Therefore, their color and their racial experience is much more exaggerated, much more intense, much more horrific. But to say light-skinned women do not experience black women's struggles as a whole, that's a bit of a stretch.
I feel like to a certain degree, like, for example, Ice Spice, right? A lot of people are saying, like, she's a new artist. Saweetie, they're all light-skinned women. They didn't really, it looks like kind of that the industry kind of just gives it to them, or they're more acceptable.
Absolutely.
Even though Ice Spice, she has a whole afro, she does have, like, features, like black women's features, like, you know, strong black features. But it's more acceptable. But people like Cash Doll and JT, and SZA, who are dark-skinned women, who do have more, like, you know, who have the features, are not as acceptable. And they have, like, they're not, like, praised as much as these, you know, artists are.
Oh, yeah. But again, I think that definitely just identifies colorism. Of course they're going to be picked more because of desirability, because the way that we set things up is if you are brown or darker, your experience is way worse than a light-skinned woman.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're going to glorify Saweetie because Saweetie's also not fully black.
Yeah.
So she looks more racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
So people and she also has pretty privilege added on top of that.
Yeah.
So she not only is she light-skinned, she's bad as fuck.
Yeah.
And then she's bad as fuck with a body.
Yeah.
So those three advantages put her in a completely different box to anybody else, society-wise.
Yeah.
That girl with the Munch song, right?
Yeah.
She has the light skin privilege, right? But people are calling her out on being a shittier rapper because she doesn't have the other variables. Yeah. She's not that bad compared to Saweetie. If Saweetie drops a really trash song, her being bad will save her. Yeah. Let's be honest. Yes. This girl right here ain't that bad. So she's going to get dragged, which she has been. It didn't save her all the way.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There is some limits to where it actually comes from. But I feel like in terms of like, because Meghan Markle, she's not your typical
Come on, man.
No, she's not your typical black woman. Let's be honest.
She looks ambiguous.
Yeah.
You don't know where she's from by looking at her. She could be black, but she could also be something else. Yeah. So, yes, her experience is entirely going to be different to a woman who's identifiably black. Yeah. There is a very different range. And I think when we talk about black women's struggles, no matter where you sit in the spectrum, you are not saved from racism. But racism intensifies the darker you are. So
that's the better way to explain it.
But I think like the idea of like they cannot experience black women's struggles entirety, that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I know. I do understand where you're coming from because I feel like with Meghan Markle and her situation, like when it comes to the white man, he will just class you. No matter how dark or light you are, they're going to class you as all one. And even that's like in Australia too. Like Australia, like they will definitely class you. Like if you're dark skinned, if you're light skinned, they'll treat you the same. But I feel like they'll treat the darker person
a lot worse.
A lot worse.
Again, when you're more noticeably black, your experience is much more intensified. Yeah. But there's also variables and advantages of other things, right? Yeah. Like if you're prettier and you're light skinned, it's different. Yeah. If you got body and you light skinned and you pretty, it's different. Yeah. There are things that and I think too many people make logical fallacies. Yeah. Nothing happens because of one variable. Yeah. It just doesn't work like that. Yeah. So when we look at some of these people's experiences, there's dark skinned women do not get just colorism just because they're dark. It's also because their hair's different. Yeah. Their body's different. Yeah. So there's elements that make them noticeably so different to everybody else.
I feel like in inclusive of the black woman struggle, it's also black men. Because we need to talk about that real quick. The black men, they put down darker skinned women way more. Like, yes, black men all treat women like trash. Okay, not all of them, but that's the stance. Not all of them. Most of them.
Wake that up. Yeah. Wake that up.
Yes. So they do treat like dark-skinned women more trasher than they would treat a light-skinned woman. Like they would prefer to have a lighter skin. There's a certain level or a way that they talk to a lighter-skinned woman that they would they wouldn't talk to a darker-skinned woman.
That's a fact.
Like that's part of the black woman's struggle. Because I don't think lighter skinned women that's an issue that they have to deal with. They don't have to also deal with being a black person and being darker complexion in their own society and being discriminated for it.
Yeah, because we have a severe case of internalized racism.
Yeah.
And even like if you look at dark-skinned men are hailed for being dark-skinned men.
Yes.
They're the preference amongst men. Right? And then light-skinned men were trending at some point.
Yeah.
And even amongst that, that's really geographically specific.
Yeah.
Like there's some places where dark-skinned men will always be winning. And other places they might not get the love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, dark-skinned men, there's an inherent, and I hate this shit of like, oh, it's preference.
It's
Your
not preference.
Your preference is the undertone of it is internalized racism, colorism, European ideologies, colonialism embedded that you've now convinced yourself, oh, I like this because it's more appealing to my eye. Did you know that biologically people have a natural bias to people that look like them? So we tend to like people who look
like us. Yes, yeah.
How do you convince yourself that you don't like the people who look like you and that's normal?
It's trend. It's literally trend.
Wake up.
When
it's sick.
When you have artists talking about, oh, I want a yellow bone, or I want a shorty that's light skin, or you see people like India Royal and all these like Lil Baby having all these girls that are more lighter skin and have a bigger ass. Of course, that's what you're gonna think. Oh, this is what's glorified. I'm gonna go for that. And then that's when they will be like, oh, but that's just my preference. You can't hate me because I don't want a darker skinned woman that looks like my mama. Let's talk about that. They be hating on us because I got afro hair.
But that's everybody in your family.
Exactly.
And most of I'm sorry, like, we got to acknowledge the bleaching community. A lot of y'all ain't even really light-skinned.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Let's wake that up.
Jesus.
A lot of y'all just been bleaching for mad long because of the indoctrination of self-hate in our community.
She said it.
It's like you tweaking. And you're the dominant gene. If you're trying to create beautiful babies, they're going to come beautiful and dark like you, dog.
You're going to be like, they're like, mama, why you light-skinned and I'm dark?
We gotta wake that up. You lying to yourself if you think there is a preference underlined in that. No man ever tells you for real why he likes light-skinned women, but will tell you everything he hates about dark-skinned women. Oh. Line them up right now and be like, okay, so if there is a preference, what about character is associated with skin tone? Run me through it. And watch them fumble.
They be like, oh well, dark skinned women are more louder and they're more aggressive. And I'm just like, do you not see Tommy from Love and Hip Hop?
No, it's speaking. I have mommy issues.
Krishan.
It's screaming. I have mommy issues.
Literally,
my mom is dark skinned and she beat me, so I'm scared of dark skin.
Yeah, and literally,
shut your ass up.
Oh.
It's screaming mommy issues.
And she said it.
It's screaming mommy issues.
No, it's so funny because these boys, they be like, oh, I want my kids to look like more light skin, and I don't want them to go
not
through
a purse.
Literally.
Grow up.
Literally. And I feel like I have to say, it is African parents, like African moms' fault. Because
the dark skinned moms.
They be like, do you want a dark skinned son? Or why do you want a girl that it looks like dark like what's it called, midnight? But I'm like,
same woman speaking is on Coralight for like 13 years.
Sweetie,
shut up.
Your body is doing Coca-Cola and Fanta.
You're doing a lot. It's giving dried mandarin and you really think that's how you really look. It's quiet.
I'm deceased.
It's different.
I'm deceased.
It's the audacity.
We need to stop. We need to leave bleaching and all colorism.
And you know what? Like, with no disrespect intended to the women that bleach, because I understand why you felt the need to do that. I understand what drove black women to do what they do. But let's wake that up. Stop pretending that this is about preference and choosing what you like. What you're saying is strongly embedded in self-loathing. And you need to check why you pick somebody on the basis of skin color. You need to check that.
Literally. And on that, what's our final response to this question?
I think light-skinned women continue to have a societal privilege over dark-skinned women. And
really? So you don't feel like it would just die out of trend?
All society does is flip the script all the way the other way, and then the extremes have problems, and then we just do the same circle in rotation. So if we do change, we would try to flip it the other way, though. We hail black, dark-skinned women for the superiority and give them the love. Yeah. And then that will create a wager between light-skinned women and then we'll just flip it again. That's what we do. I feel like, to be honest, it's all fake love. I feel like it's all fake. Like, all these dark-skinned women incorporated in the music videos are just because we've been harping on about it. But those women are the thick ones.
Yeah, they ain't gonna put no Naomi Campbell looking.
It's gotta be double cheeked up.
Yeah.
Stallion.
If you not dark skinned with a fat ass, you can't get in.
Absolutely not.
How you hating that from outside the club? You can't get in. Like, no, that is like a really good topic. I'm glad we talked about it. Moving on to the second part of our segment. So, recently, social media has been blowing up because of the World Cup and between Argentina and France. So, France recently, they had three. They had some black players and they missed the penalty. So, a lot of people were like, oh, like, you know, white French people were like, oh, they need to go back to their countries, you know. Once we're not doing well for y'all, we need to go back to our countries. Okay, and so I'll just read them out. So basically, someone made a tweet and said, when you win, you're French, but when you lose, you are black, African, and Arab. Receiving online racial abuse following the World Cup final defeat. And this is giving very much...
anti-blackness?
Yes. It's giving very much...
Why is anybody surprised? It's France.
Literally. Oh, yeah, true.
Are you talking about the people that colonized most of Africa?
Yes.
Ooh, they're racist. Oh, no, the horror.
Yes.
Come on now.
Someone said that basically that they're getting paid for, like, you know, when you do play for countries like France and England. Like, for example, this happened last year when 3 black players missed the penalty for the Euro Cup, and there was racial abuse in England. They were like, "I'll go back to your country. We don't want you here." Like, you know, all of a sudden you don't want us here. Wow. But when we're doing well, you're like, "Oh yes, Mbappe, yes, we love him.
Well, again, like, one is France of all people.
Yeah.
French people only like French people. We notoriously, they're known for not liking anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Then on top of that,
yeah,
the consistent racism that happens for black people, global phenomena is we hail the ideology of the model minority.
Yeah.
You're only a good black person
yeah.
if you benefit us.
Yeah.
If you are a normal human being like every other human being and you make mistakes,
yeah,
we not bring it down to the fact that you're a bad black person.
Yeah. The fact that France got them that far, like those black
nobody
players
cares about those.
Got them that far
no credit.
In the World Cup, that says a lot. Like, and the fact that before they didn't have nothing to say that, oh, why do we have all a black team that's playing for France? Why don't we have any white players playing for France? It kind of says something. So we're only good. Like, you know, it's giving slavery. It's giving very much good master, bad master. Like, that's really what it's given.
Absolutely. You either in the house or you're outside.
Literally.
You only allowed in if you win it.
Exactly. Oh, yes. And that's facts. And somebody said that basically, why do these black players not play for their home country, like Cameroon or Congo? Why do they play for France instead?
Are you talking about the most disadvantaged cultures that you have robbed them of their own native languages,
yeah.
made them to learn French, embedded them under your thing so they can benefit you economically, yeah. for you then to diss them because you made them refugees?
Literally?
Those countries?
Yes.
Shut that shit up.
Period.
Shut that shit up.
Period.
Nobody trying to hear all that dumb shit.
Literally.
You turned them into people who needed to become refugees.
Exactly.
To then question why they don't have a stable enough economy to build a team for them to... Get the fuck out of here.
Literally.
All this fake advice is annoying as shit.
They be like, oh, why are you paying for Cameroon? But weren't you the one that came to our country, massacred everybody, and then...
Cameroon a lot of them can't even speak their own language anymore because of y'all.
Literally.
France is one of the main languages in Cameroon.
Literally.
You're okay with that, though.
Uh-huh.
You're happy with that.
And the funny thing is, most of these boys grew up in France, were born in France, were raised in France.
They will never be
They
French.
are French citizens, but apparently,
they won't ever be French.
Literally, being black in a country that is a white predominant country, you're always a second class citizen automatically.
Absolutely.
And I tell everybody this all the time. Like,
they
it's
will
actually
never
sad.
Claim you no matter what.
No matter what. And it's actually sad. Like, I actually think about it. Like, you know, imagine waking up and you can't wake up thinking, I might get this opportunity because of my actual skill. You know, you think, oh, like, you know, I'm actually black. I might not be the first pick.
Being a black successor in anything, there is no margin for error.
Yeah.
You get one mistake,
yeah,
and you're done.
Yeah.
If you're a white person, you get to mess up as many times as you like.
Yeah.
And your whiteness, this invention of whiteness, saves you.
Yeah.
As a black person, as a creative, a writer, an athlete, you get one fuck up.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it. They will drag you.
Some of these white players got like cases on
Sexual
their name,
assault, all of that,
and they're still playing.
Still playing.
World class.
They be beating their wives. They be beating everybody.
And they get on the field to make money.
Yeah, they be saying racial slurs. They be doing so much in the club, but they'll be like, they just get a slap on the wrist. But once a black player does it,
all a white athlete has to do is get on the camera and be like, I just like to apologize to my community and my family.
Yeah.
And then I let you down, and then I didn't come do the way out. Shut up.
and
We
then
could never even get on the mic to make the
they'll be like,
apology.
jail, arrest
What?
him immediately.
Lost everything. Tweaking, bro.
No. I'm pressed. I'm really, really pressed. I'm really pressed. So all I have to say is that they are French-born athletes. You need to treat them like everybody else. You know, what do they know about Cameroon? What do they know about Congo? Some of them haven't even been to their home
And you're
countries.
the reason they don't know anything
Exactly.
about Cameroon.
So think twice
So wake
before
that
you
up.
make that tweet. Thank you.
Twitter got people brave as hell.
Yes.
Everybody thinks they're intellect.
They're hiding behind cameras. They're hiding behind
Keyboard
phones.
warriors is dangerous.
Literally.
It's dangerous.
Y'all need to, one day someone gonna drag you. But anyways, on to, oh wait, I can hear that noise. It's Shady Prayer time.
Dear God, continue to bless me in my calling to drag all those illiterate Karens who got no job, no house, no man, and are living in a door with 9 cats. Thank you, Lord, for opening my eyes to realize the reason they continue to hate on my black brothers in the Lord is because they can't get that black dick. Lord, open their eyes to realize that croissants ain't shit, so we can all rest easier in this world. Amen.
Last piece of our segment, we have advice. So, someone sent in a DM saying that they are 25 and they're struggling in the dating scene in Australia. Currently, they can't find their type. They're looking for, 6 foot, wealthy African guy who is single. Let's talk about that. Who is single.
Claiming to be single or actually single? Because that's different.
Oh, the tea is hot. No, it's cold, but it's really hot. It's really hot. But
It's different.
It's really different. Australia, what is happening with our dating scene? Because how can we help? Like, for me, when a lot of people come to me and they say, oh, like, I can't find my type. I want this kind. I want a guy like this. I want a guy to buy me a Birkin bag. I want a guy to do this. But, baby, you're on the all fours in the club, shaking that ass.
Hey, I'll be shaking that ass. What you mean?
On the floor.
I don't even like Birkin bags, though. So
On the floor?
I'm a little, hey, listen, whoa. My hands will get dirty. That's a little different. I don't know about all that.
But my thing is, I feel like you attract what you put out there. If you present yourself a certain type of way, that's the guys that you should attract.
I used to agree with that when I was younger. I don't anymore.
So what changed? What do you think?
I think some of the dumbest people in the world are the boldest. So you don't always receive who you are. You receive whoever is bold enough to walk up to you. And then you have to decipher who you are worthy of depending on who you know yourself to be.
But do you feel, I mean, like, that's everybody. Like, even like, okay, I used to think, okay, if I dress a certain type of way, I go to the clubs, like, only ballers would, like, approach me. Like, people who are broke would be like, nah, I ain't got enough money to afford this, babe.
Motherfuckers be lying all day, every day. What you got on means nothing besides people can guess a couple things about you and determine it. That those visual cues are people's problem with dating. No one really is dating nowadays. I'm going to be honest with you. All these podcasts I be watching are people like, what's wrong with the dating scene? Y'all not dating. Y'all meet people, you text them for mad long, you don't really say how you feel, you don't actually go out on dates, and you have a situationship for like 8 months to a year.
Yes.
Who's really dating? People aren't, they're talking for mad long.
No, but, okay, so why do you think it's just talking stages?
Because everybody is distrusting as hell. Everybody distrusts everybody. Women don't trust men. Men women want their money that they don't have.
Exactly. How you gonna tell me I don't want to talk? You just want here for my money, nigga. You ain't got no money.
And women are afraid men are taking pussy that they're not giving away anyways. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? We standing here in limbo.
Yeah.
This generation of people is actually having way less sex than anybody else.
I feel like we're not upfront. I feel like if we're upfront with what we want, if I come on a date and I tell you, like, this is what I want in a guy. But then again, people say, oh, if you're upfront with a guy's going to play the part that you tell him to.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It has some truth to it. This is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Too many people try to have a strategy in dating that's actually not real in real life application.
Yeah.
The simple thing is, I'm ready to date.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to go on about my life. If somebody presents himself that I'm attracted to and want to get to know, I'm going to pursue that person.
Yeah.
We're going to have a conversation. That conversation is going to lead into dates. Those dates are going to lead into us telling our feelings and growing.
My thing is
simple.
My thing is, if I meet a guy, right, and I've said, like, you've seen me, you see my lifestyle, and you're telling me, oh, I don't like, why should I take you to this restaurant when, I don't need to spend that much money. But if you've seen that I'm a girl that likes to be spent on, and I like this, and I have all of this for myself, I expect you as the man to be able to provide and do that. But if you know you can't do that, then leave me alone. Like, I was never bothered. I was chilling on my own.
But that's what I'm saying. People aren't honest. This is the idea that people have, is if I portray a certain version of myself that is true to me, then the only people I'm going to get are those people. That's not true. You get whoever wants you. That's it.
Oh, that's true.
You get whoever wants you. And that might be a guy who got no money, who really fucks with you and thinks you're bad. That also might be a guy who's a baller, who's a dickhead. You do not get people based on this thing that people think energy is equivalent. It's not. You get whoever wants you. It's that simple. And then you decide if you want them back. That's it.
I feel like it definitely depends, though.
Of course, there's many subjective areas, but it's really like, it is as simple of, what is wrong with the dating scene is most people do not know what they want, have a fictitious idea of what relationships actually look like.
Yeah.
And then try to apply that and then are confused when most people do not date their type. Being 6 foot is a rarity. We can talk about that. Men being 6 foot is rare. Like, that's rare.
No, to be honest,
statistically, it's rare. It's numbers wise.
I can't be taller than my man. I'm so sorry.
But that's cool though. Like, I'm not saying that means drop that standard. By all means, I understand why that standard exists. Yeah. Right? I don't even tell women not to, because I'm not a pick me. Do what you want. If you want a 6 foot nigga who got money and you think you deserve it, go get what you need, baby. Yeah. Get the bag. I ain't mad at that. But all I'm saying is, a lot of the times, the type that people have on a roll, you've never even seen that man. You've never seen that woman. You're not going to date that.
But do you think it's the places? There's certain places I can go to and I will see that type.
Cool. If you there, you got him. Most people don't hang out with enough people to see 6 foot niggas. Let's be honest. You're not going to see a guy with a 6 foot, like 6 figures, when you hang out with niggas that still work at warehouses. Come on now.
Oh.
How you going to find him?
Oh.
And this guy wants to date a model, a bad chick that's cut up, but you around the block in Woodridge smoking weed with a couple niggas. Where you gonna find her at, bro? You're a bum.
It's not the same circles. It's not the same tax brackets.
You're never gonna meet her, my guy.
No.
You're not. Mm-mm. And it's this idea that you're sticking by, that this girl has to look like this, when you are never gonna be in the same vicinity
as a girl like that.
That girl
They'll
like
be like,
that.
oh, I want a girl like Saweetie. Like, I want her to big ass, big tits. I'm like, first of all, Saweetie won't pick you. And you ain't gonna meet her.
You're never gonna be in the same block as her.
You can't afford her BBL.
She's not gonna be. There's no extension in which you two are gonna meet in the same spot.
Exactly.
Most people are regular.
Yeah.
Most people make regular checks.
Yeah.
Most people have regular looks.
Yeah.
Those people are gonna date regular people.
Yeah.
If you stick to the exception, unless something about you is exceptional, you're not gonna get them.
Yes.
So let's just let that die.
Yes.
You know?
I agree. Yes, you have it here. We're going to let that die. Unless you're in the same circles as your type, then, my sister,
you're not going to find a model, dog.
You ain't going to find him.
You be smoking Dougal 6 days a week and don't have a job yet.
I feel like this is personal.
Not gonna meet her.
If you out there smoking
you're
Dougal,
not meeting her, dog. I want the model, the girl that nobody knows, the one that doesn't shake ass.
Low key. No. Can we talk about how they be like, I want a girl who hasn't had trains around on her, but they be the ones running the train.
But you're a conductor. You're the conductor.
You're the fat controller.
You're the choo-choo on the train, my nigga.
You're the fat controller.
You're the one who initiated, because without the train, you can't get pussy. So it's real tough for you to be dissing her. She's the only body you really got with assist of other dicks in the room. So don't diss her because you was there.
You was there.
So let's not even do that.
Please.
Let's not do that.
Please call them out. Call them out.
It's tough. It's
tough.
Real tough. And maybe the same goes you be dissing that you call at 12 o'clock because the girl you want don't want you because you ain't shit.
She really said that.
It's real tough.
If you felt that, please.
If you felt attacked, it was for you.
It was for you.
Make no apology.
The shoe fits.
Make no apology.
And that's half the people, half the population watching this. Let's talk about that. Let's be real. Anyways, guys, thank you. Huda, shout yourself out. Tell us what you have coming up so that they know, so you can keep us posted.
My name is Hudathegoddess, and it's always a privilege to be in spaces like this, supporting other Black artists, Black women, Black creatives in Australia. I'm a spoken word poet. I'm a content creator, but if anything, I'm an advocate for truth conversations in a place, and I think a BIPOC community in Australia needs a place to have. So watch out for the pink couch. Watch out for my book. Watch out for whatever content I drop, really. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, I still wish you the best, man.
That's your bad. Thank you, Huda, and your habit here with our final first episode of Breakfast and Tea. Make sure you tune in every Thursdays and drop a comment on what you think of our opinions. So thank you, guys.
I'll be able to